A land stricken by hunger. Once more, the land fell silent with hunger, the skies withheld their rain, the fields cracked beneath the sun, and the wind carried dust instead of life. This was not the first famine the land had known. Long before, Abraham had faced such a trial, but now it was Isaac's turn. The son stood where his father once stood, gazing across a land that could no longer sustain him. Isaac prepared to journey south, toward Egypt, where the great river never failed. Yet before his feet could move, a voice, clear, commanding, and filled with ancient authority, called out to him. "Do not go down to Egypt." The voice was the Lord's. "Stay in the land I will show you. Live here as a foreigner, and I will be with you. I will bless you. To you and your descendants I will give all these lands. I will fulfill the oath I swore to Abraham your father." The wind seemed to pause as the promise echoed. Isaac listened as God spoke of descendants as countless as the stars, of nations blessed through his line, and of faithfulness passed from father to son, and Isaac obeyed. The fear of being seen. Isaac settled in Gerar, a land ruled by Abimelech, king of the Philistines. The people watched him carefully, for he was not one of them. He was strong, wealthy, and carried himself with quiet authority, but Isaac carried fear in his heart. His wife Rebekah was beautiful, strikingly so. Isaac remembered the danger his father once faced, and fear whispered lies into his mind. When the men of the land asked, "Who is this woman with you?" Isaac answered, "She is my sister." He feared that the truth would cost him his life. Days passed. Then one afternoon, King Abimelech looked out from his window and saw Isaac laughing with Rebekah, no laughter shared by brother and sister. But the tender joy of husband and wife, the truth was revealed. Abimelech summoned Isaac at once. "What have you done to us?" The king demanded. "One of my people might have taken your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." Isaac stood in shame, his fear laid bare, but Abimelech, unlike the kings of darker tales, acted with justice. He gave a command throughout the land, "Anyone who harms this man or his wife shall surely die." And once again, God turned human failure into protection. The harvest that shook the land. Isaac remained in Gerar, and there, in the very year of famine, he planted his crops. The earth responded as if it recognized him. Where others harvested little, Isaac reaped 100-fold. His fields shimmered with grain. His flocks multiplied. His servants increased. Tent by tent, his camp grew until it seemed to stretch across the plain. The blessing of the Lord was unmistakable, too unmistakable. The Philistines watched with narrowing eyes. Envy crept into their hearts like a slow poison. They remembered the wells Abraham had dug years before, sources of life in dry land, and one by one, they filled them with earth, burying water beneath spite. At last, Abimelech came to Isaac and said, "Go away from us. You have become too powerful for us." And so Isaac left, not in anger, but in quiet strength. The Valley of Wells. Isaac moved into the valley of Gerar, where he reopened the wells his father had once dug. He called them by the same names Abraham had given them, honoring the past while securing the future, but peace did not come easily. Each time Isaac's servant struck water, the herdsmen of Gerar argued. "The water is ours." They claimed. The first well was named Ezek, dispute, the second was named Sitnah, hostility. Isaac did not fight. He did not curse. He moved on. Then came a third well. This time, no one quarreled. The water flowed freely, undisturbed. Isaac named it Rehoboth, room. "Now the Lord has made room for us," he said, "and we will flourish in the land." And the land seemed to breathe again. The night of promise. From there, Isaac went up to Beersheba. That night, beneath a sky heavy with stars, the Lord appeared to him once more. "I am the God of your father Abraham," he said. "Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you and increase your descendants because of my servant Abraham." Isaac built an altar there. He called on the name of the Lord. He pitched his tent, and his servants dug yet another well, deep, steady, enduring. Faith took root where fear once lived. From enemies to allies. Not long after, Abimelech came to Isaac, this time not with command, but with humility. With him were his adviser and the commander of his army. Isaac was surprised. "Why have you come to me?" he asked. "You hated me and sent me away." Abimelech answered, "We saw clearly that the Lord was with you." They asked for a treaty, a promise of peace. Isaac prepared a feast, and they ate and drank together. At dawn, they swore an oath and went their separate ways in peace. That very day, Isaac's servants returned with news, "We have found water." Isaac named the well Sheba, and the place became known as Beersheba, the well of the oath. Thus, water and peace flowed together. Explanation and lessons. Genesis 26 is not a story of dramatic miracles or thunderous battles. It is a quiet, powerful account of faith under pressure, blessing amid scarcity, and peace achieved through trust rather than force. Isaac inherits not only God's promise but also his father's struggles, fear, famine, and conflict. Yet he learns a different way forward. Instead of fighting over every wrong, he chooses patience. Instead of clinging to fear, he listens to God. Each well becomes a symbol of conflict, endurance, and finally, space to grow. The chapter teaches that God's blessing does not eliminate hardship, but it sustains us through it. It shows that true strength often lies in restraint, and that God makes room for those who trust Him, even in dry and hostile lands. Ultimately, Genesis 26 reminds us that promises are not only inherited, they are lived out, step by step, well by well, in faith.